everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the invisible engine that powers some of the most amazing things humans have ever built. It's this piece of software you've probably never heard of, but trust me, it's behind some truly mind-blowing stuff. Let's dive right in.
Okay, so let me just ask you this. When you see a picture of a rover cruising around on Mars, or you hear about a military drone on a critical mission, or even a space probe heading out into the unknown, what do you think is the real secret sauce that makes it all work?
Now, your first thought is probably the rockets, right? The raw, incredible power needed to just get off the planet. And yeah, that's a huge part of it. But it's not the whole story, not even close. Okay, so maybe it's the robots themselves, the super advanced arms, the high-tech cameras doing all that delicate work. And again, super important, but we're still missing the key ingredient. The real secret, the thing that orchestrates absolutely everything, is something you can't even see. It's the invisible brain. It's a piece of software that's basically the central nervous system for these amazing machines. And this invisible brain, it has a name. It's called VxWorks. Now, VxWorks is what's known as a real-time operating system, or RTOS for short. So let's break down what that actually means, because it's a total game changer. So, a real-time operating system, or RTOS, is completely different from what's running on your phone or laptop. Its one single, all-important job is to make sure tasks get done within a very specific, guaranteed window of time. I'm not talking usually or most of the time. I mean every single time, no exceptions. And that brings us to the magic word, determinism. That's the core idea that makes VxWorks so powerful. See, in these crazy high-stakes situations, perfect timing isn't just nice to have. It's literally everything. Here's a way to think about it. Your laptop's OS is kind of like a jazz band. It's brilliant, but it improvises. An RTOS, like VxWorks, that's a full-on symphony orchestra with a conductor, where every single note has to be played at the exact right moment. No riffing allowed. And this chart here really just lays it all out, doesn't it? Look at timing. Your laptop, it's best effort. It'll get to it when it can. VxWorks, it's guaranteed, period. That means predictability on your machine is pretty low. Who knows when that video will finish rendering, right? But with VxWorks, it's sky high. And here's the kicker, failure consequence. For us, a crash is annoying, you might lose some work. For a Mars rover, it's a full-blown catastrophe, game over. That's why this whole guaranteed thing is just, well, it's not even a question. And this quote just sums it up perfectly. Every task runs exactly when it must. No delays, no surprises. I mean, can you even imagine trying to land a rover on another planet? You've got this one shot, and there is absolutely zero room for a surprise or a delay. Zero. Okay, so it's pretty clear we're not talking about your average piece of software here. VxWorks is engineered from the ground up for places where failure is just not an option. So who actually uses this stuff? Well, the list of who trusts VxWorks is basically a who's who of mission-critical tech. We're talking NASA's spacecraft and, yeah, the Mars rovers. We're talking military drones where lives are on the line. We're talking about the most advanced radar systems and industrial robots that have to run flawlessly all day, every day. And the speed? Wow, it's just mind-boggling. We're not even talking about milliseconds here. We're talking about microseconds. That's a millionth of a second. That kind of insane responsiveness is what lets a Mars rover instantly adjust its wheels when it hits a rock, or a drone correct itself in a sudden blast of wind. Blink and you'll miss it, literally. Okay, now think about this. When was the last time you had to restart your computer or your phone? Yesterday? This morning? VxWorks is designed to run for years without a single reboot. That's a level of stability that's just completely alien to us in our everyday tech life. But if you're a probe on a decade-long journey to Pluto, you can't exactly ask Mission Control to turn it off and on again, can you? And it does all this while surviving in some of the most brutal environments you can possibly imagine. We're talking about the total vacuum of deep space, scorching heat, being bombarded with radiation, and being in complete and utter isolation. This software has to be unbelievably tough, totally self-sufficient, and just work. So when we zoom out of it, you start to see that this isn't just about cool space missions. This level of rock-solid reliability is actually becoming the foundation for a ton of future technology right here on planet Earth. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. Because on Mars, or in autonomous machines, reliability is not a feature, it's a requirement. Think about the things that are coming: self-driving cars, automated factories, smart cities.
For all of that stuff to work, reliability isn't just a nice little bullet point on a sales brochure. It has to be the absolute core requirement.
So, I'll leave you with this final thought. As our cars, our cities, and even our lives become more and more autonomous, where do you think the next invisible brains are going to show up? The answer might be a lot closer than you think. Thanks so much for tuning in.